afternoon. How are we all doing around the world today? How are we all doing in Spurs land today? We're all happy because today is Friday. You know what day it is. It's Newsbeat with myself, Philip Brady, and Queen Ellie from Thfc Till I Die. And of course, this is a joint stream with Mia from Spurs Between the Lines. Firstly, Mia, how are you? And how's your crew over in your channel? And congratulations again for reaching 500.
Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it, and I appreciate all the support from HFC Till I Die, and obviously Dave's channel over at the Irish Hotspur, and all the other people that have been so supportive of me. Like, I do really, really appreciate it. Honestly, I really do. I'm good. G'day, mate. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Enjoying the sunshine.
That's good. Sorry, my camera's off. I'm just taking my medication. So, Philip, how are you, sir? And have you got your electric point sorted yet, or are you going to have to go out and do a bit of a 42?
No, I think I'm going to have to put this car up on wheels and move it off. Somebody's parked right outside my front door, and I can't charge my car up now, and I have to go somewhere this afternoon. So this could get nasty, but apart from that, everything's fine.
So basically, you'd be Freddie Flintstone picking up Mary with your car up around your waist, running down the road.
You're running down the road with the legs through the floor. Yeah, looks like it.
And of course, last but not least, Queen Ellie Hojbjerg. Ellie, look, you and me are a bit sad this morning, aren't we? But we will get into that later. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for asking. I like to see what you've got planned for us now, Dermot. All the news that's coming in, and especially the Hojbjerg news, because the Queen Ellie Hojbjerg, I'll be very sad if we lose him.
Yeah. Well, listen, before we get on to everyone in the chat, please hit that like button, hit that subscription button. Please get your super chats in, pick up your memberships. They're only $2.99. If you enjoy, I tell you what, I'll do a deal with you all. If you enjoyed the stream, pick up a membership on the way out. It's $2.99. It is cheaper than Netflix and Amazon Prime, Paramount Plus, all put together. And you're talking about blockbuster films. Well, you got myself, Philip, Ellie, and Mia here. We will give you the blockbuster movies. We're better than Transformers. We're better than the new Flash movie. We should be up for Oscars next February in Tinseltown. We really should be up for an Oscar, the four of us. That's the best film going. But anyway, yes, so do that, and please also hit that like button and subscription button on Mia's channel, and also become a patron on Mia's channel as well. So do that, but please, if you want to get the head of the crew, Jesus, Mary and Joseph, what was that going by somebody's house?
That was it was a truck. I'll shut the window. Just wait 1 second. So we don't.
Sounded like Harry Potter on his broom going past your room.
This is quite a main road I live on. Just bear with me.
All right. Anyway, well, let's see who's in the chat, guys. And it's big up to Bobby K. Bobby, I know we're supposed to get you on the podcast this week. I'm sorry. The other things that come up, but we will get you on next week. So please get in touch with myself or Philip, and we will sort that out next week. So big up Bobby K and the three Spurs boys. I hope you and the family are doing well. We've got Carl Simpson. Big up, guys, and everyone in the chat. We've got Jazz Fusion here in Levy's reverting back to Lee Dykes, which is if given true, given the Reyes saga could end up being hilarious. Well, we talked about it last night, didn't we, Philip, on the podcast about that. So
yeah, it's. Brentford will not be very pleased with Tottenham. We take the director of football and their goalkeeper off them.
Big up to FTC and Colin. Big up, Colin. Hope you're doing well, sir. Big Man United fan. And of course, Man United, of course, will be up for relegation next season, as we all hope they will be. Big up, Colin, though. Lisa, good afternoon from Mexico. Good morning, all. Hope you're all having a great day. Yeah, we're doing grand. We've got Jazz Fusion. Day's just started, but thanks, Lisa. We've got Jim Boxwell. Hi. All hope everyone is well. This bright sunny day, yeah. And then we've got his wife Kate in afternoon. You lovely. Okay. We've got Hot God 10 in. Good afternoon, everyone. What else? Who else has popped in? We've got Melcher. He said, Rob Belcher, Mears on 535. Let's get the 550 before the show ends. Yeah, go on. Okay. And we're actually at we're 1,325. So let's see, can we get up to 1,330 before the end shows as well? We've got Audio Artson. Big up Audio. Hope you're doing well. What else we've got? Who's popped in? We've got Antonius Various. G'day, Mir. G'day, all. Bonza, mate. Are you going Aussie on us? Yeah, maybe me is going on.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Yeah. And who else we got in? We have got who else we got? It says Dermot, don't make me get a ticket. Terry White in. Big up, Terry. Hope you're doing well. And I don't know if Ollie's in. Let's see if Ollie's
It's Ole. It's Ole, I think.
Oh, is it Ole?
Ole, yeah.
Oh, Ollie. We call him Ollie, though. Big up,
Yeah.
Ollie. How you doing, sir? Great to see you in. Well, that's everyone in. Right. Now, this is the sort of Spurs Daily News. We are going to... These are just a brief talk on what's happening during the evening, during this morning at Spurs. And then we have the questions and everything to go with it. So, guys, to start with, Xavi Hernandez likes Tottenham Hotspur midfielder Lo Celso a lot. The coach considered that he meets the playmaker's profile and is a big admirer of him. So no official talks yet.
Okay.
Tottenham have also confirmed the departure of Thomas Bloxham ahead of his expected move to Rovers. Davinson Sanchez has decided to leave the club this summer. Hang on. I'm hearing cheering and celebration. This summer in search of a new experience. Talks are ongoing between his agents and Spurs to find him a new home. Ange might test the waters by possibly looking at Ainsley Maitland-Niles, who is available on the free market.
Maitland-Niles, yeah. Ex-Gooner, that.
He is, yeah.
Mm.
And also, Ange will have a sit-down with Harry Kane once he's back at the training ground to tell him what he expects from the team this season, his visions for Tottenham Hotspur. Going forward, if Kane likes what he hears, it is the fulfilled Kane may yet sign a new deal. And I want to start on that Harry Kane thing. Get it out of the way. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Sorry. And I'll start with you, Mia, and then I'll go around to you, Philip, and then you, Ellie. With the Kane saga happening every transfer window, is it more his agents than Kane who wants to move?
I guess we can't say. We'll never know. We're not going to be in Kane's head to know exactly what the guy wants and what he sees as his future. It could be both. I expect that the agent's acting on his behalf, and maybe what he has said, maybe he just doesn't want to say it to Spurs. Maybe it's his way of kind of saying it indirectly. We don't know. We don't know how he thinks, so it's quite a difficult question to really definitively know, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I mean, Philip, look, we talked about it last night, and we're saying Charlie Kane's had his old tricks again.
Yeah.
And it's not really Harry that wants to move; it's more him because he knows he gets to cut out the transfer fee. To be fair,
Yeah.
Look,
yeah, that's it.
What do you do if you're Harry Kane? Surely Harry Kane should come out and say, "Look, I want to stay at Spurs. I'm going to sign a new contract." He could put this to bed very, very easily, but why won't he?
He could. I think what he wants to do, obviously, this meeting with Postecoglou next week, I think is going to be crucial, right? If Harry likes what he hears, right, he should tell his brother Charlie Kane to put a gag on himself and shut up, because Harry has never ever said he wants to leave Tottenham. He might have given indications 2 years ago about the City thing, but he's never actually put in a transfer request. He never actually said he wanted to go. So I think Charlie Kane, as Jim Box was saying late, very, very poignantly saying here, Charlie Kane has one player on his books, and that's Harry Kane. He's the only outlet he's got to earn a few bob. And that's probably why he's pushing for this. So I think Harry Kane, we're of the opinion Harry Kane will stay, because his options are decreasing rapidly. Man United don't want him, even though we wouldn't have sold him to Man United.
No.
Real Madrid seem to be moving on to Mbappe, and even Richarlison has been mentioned by them, you know.
Yeah.
So I think if Harry likes what Angie has to say, which I think he will, I think we'll be in for. Now, what way he handles it, I don't know. Will he extend his contract? Will he let it run down? That's the next big question. But I think that's Jim's very poignant point. But let's hope that this is the end of the Harry Kane saga. As you say, it's like a soap opera. It carries on every season. You know?
Ellie, look, should he sack Charlie Kane and say, "Do you know what, mate? You're my brother. I love you, but get the fuck out of here. You're causing me too much hassle." Or do you think, is Mia right when she says he doesn't want to say it to Tottenham, "I want to leave"? So he's he's sort of leaving it to his brother to take the fall for him, if you know what I mean. To engineer a move.
It's like anything. It's all hypothetical, isn't it? You don't know, and we're not privy to their conversations, are we? So
No.
you never know what goes on. But I would say that his brother is the mouthpiece. If I had to, question his motives, is because he's going to get a big slice of that transfer fee,
Exactly.
and that it's an attractive thing for his brother to be earning bucks off his brother. But really, he should leave it up to Harry. I'm sure Harry is his own man, though. And
I was about to say, I feel like that we put it on Charlie Kane, like Harry Kane hasn't got a mind of his own or a voice of his own. I don't. Sorry.
It's all right. I was just saying, I think he has got his own mind, right? And once he has that chat with Postecoglou, I think he'll be on board with the club, because Postecoglou is a very charismatic man, and I'm sure that his vision will fit in with Kane's vision. And moving forward, I think that's going to be the key for Harry Kane to stay.
Yeah, but Mia, look, we all love Harry Kane. We all want him to stay. There's not one person on this panel or in the chat or watching us that wants Harry Kane to go. But Mia, look, you've been very critical of Harry Kane and saying that he hasn't won anything. I don't know if it was you or somebody that called him a loser. I don't think it was you. I think it was somebody else that called him that.
I've called the whole team now. I didn't call just Harry Kane now. I called us as a team. We lost. So, yeah.
Yeah, but does he deserve that tag as a loser? Because why I'm asking this is because he is our club leading goal scorer. He's broke so many individual records that's unbelievable. He's a once in a lifetime striker. So does he deserve that tag, loser?
Has he won a trophy? The rest of the club haven't won a trophy, so it's the same thing. Until you win, you lose, right? It's just it's a very definitive word. It's a word that people don't like, and it provokes some sort of thing inside of people, but I don't get attached to players in that way, so I see it from an outside point of view. And the very good point that I've heard someone make is that if it was a player in another team, we would all be saying, what is he doing? What a loser. He should go out and win trophies. If it was an Arsenal player, we would be saying, hold on, he's winning all these accolades for how good he is. Why won't he just move out of Arsenal and go and win trophies if Arsenal weren't winning trophies? So when you look at it from the flip reverse in that sense, I can see why obviously that kind of point of view could be seen towards him if he doesn't go out and win anything.
Guys, anyone want to add anything to that?
I think it's just unsuccessful where it comes to trophies, but everywhere else he's been very, very successful. Goal scoring, breaking Jimmy Greaves' record, that's no mean feat. Nobody thought that would be broken. And he's got all these other personal accolades, like you said, Dermot. So I don't see him as a loser. I see him as in a team that hasn't performed to his standards. And okay, some people might say he hasn't turned up in the big games, which is probably true. But I don't see him as a loser, nor the team. Well, most of the team, yes, I would say.
Well, okay, let me just say then, Ellie, how can most of the team be a loser when he was part of the team that lost? That just makes him just as much as a loser as a Sonny, as any of them. Like, they've all lost, so they're all losers, right? So it doesn't exclude Harry Kane from that section.
I agree with that, but then a team is a team. You work as a team, and he has pulled us through many tough situations, Harry Kane. And it's just in those final games. I do agree with you, though, Mia. I think he could have done more to pull us, like a big star player does, to pull us through.
I don't agree in that final part with Dier, because for the Champions League final, he was injured. See, great players like I come to you, Philip. Right, look, great players like the great Jimmy Greaves or the great Martin Shivers or Steve Archibald, Mia, we can all remember them, and Graf Crooks always had good players around him. Do you know what I'm getting at? Always had great players around him to feed off. Glenn Hoddle had Ozzy. He said when Ozzy and Ricky came to the club, he couldn't believe it because they played on his wavelength. Before that, Glenn Hoddle didn't have anyone as good as Glenn Hoddle was in the 70s. He didn't have anyone that played on his own, his thought process, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Philip.
his level.
So do Harry when I say to me like, and the whole team is a loser, do you agree with that, or do you think it's because we haven't bought the right players to feed off Harry Kane, if you know what I mean? Philip, you're on mute. Philip, you're on mute. You're on mute. I can't hear you.
That's it.
That's it. You're back on mute again.
Yeah, right. That's it now. Right. To call Harry Kane a loser is an absolute insult to the guy. Right. Okay. He's won no trophies with Tottenham. Fair enough. Right. But look at what else he's done. Leading English goal scorer, leading Spurs goal scorer, free man of the City of London, best goal scorer on Boxing Day ever for players like that. They're all personal achievements that he has done himself, right? So from that point of view, he can't be called a loser. Now, if you want to box him in with the rest of the team and call him a loser, that's very unfair to the guy. He is not a loser. The rest of them you can call losers because they've won nothing or done nothing like Harry Kane has. The fact that he's done so many personal things, like he's done some, like for example, someone said at the end of the last few weeks there, Harry Kane scoring 30 goals in that Tottenham team was a far better achievement than what Haaland did with Manchester City. Far better. Because Haaland was surrounded by class players. Harry Kane is not, unfortunately, at the moment, right? So I think the guy is an exemplary professional. He gives no trouble to the club. He's a model. He's not out on the town shooting drugs, getting drunk and scoring with other women every night of the week like some footballers are. I think he's a model professional. And it cannot be called a loser, Okay, it's up to the club now to match his ambition and bring in players that will be able to reach his achievement of actually getting a trophy with Tottenham. And that's where I think Ange Postecoglou's meeting with him next week is so important. And if he can persuade Harry to stay.
Yeah.
And also, he is a World Cup Golden Boot winner as well on top of that.
Exactly.
Can I just counter that with, we've got Lloris, who's won a World Cup. We've got Romero, who's won a World Cup. We've got other members of the team that have actually won trophies. And Harry Kane can sit there and say he's got his personal accolades all he likes. But when it comes to it, in the end of his career, he wants to have those trophies, surely, because those trophies are important. And that is what's important. And that's what's important in football, right? We all want to win trophies. So a player should want to win those trophies. And we have been in situations where we haven't won those, and he has been amongst the team. Everybody says that Poch had a great team, and we never got over the line with Pochettino, and part of that was Poch, and part of that was the players, and that is every player in the team that didn't go over the line, and that includes Harry Kane. Sorry, but he's part of the team.
Yeah, but Ellie, Messi, I can't take that. I can't
hold
take
on,
that.
let me just finish. I've sat quietly, Philip, and allowed you to have your point, so please let me allow to have mine to finish it. Messi dragged his team to get a World Cup. That is what players do. And so many players, when you look at them and you remember them, he remembered one of the greatest players ever. He dragged his team over the line like that. He won all those trophies, and that's what he will be remembered for. And Harry Kane should want the same. That's what Harry Kane should want as well.
I'm sure he does want it. Yeah. I'm sure he does want it. But the fact is, you're classing him in with a you're calling the team losers, and you're calling England's greatest goal scorer a loser. That to me is a complete contradiction, right? Spurs' greatest goal scorer, just because he hasn't got a trophy does not mean he's a loser.
But he's lost games in big games. What I meant by if he hasn't got ambition, he will continue to not want to win those big trophies.
Of course he has ambition. No. But do you not think that? Do you ever give any credit in these big finals, right? Who is the first person the opposition team say we have to keep quiet? It's Harry Kane. And they've done it very successfully in big games, right? Yeah. And maybe he hasn't risen to the occasion when he should have done. He should never have played in the Champions League final because he wasn't fit for a start. That was down to Pochettino. We probably would have won that game if Harry Kane hadn't started. No offense to Harry, but he just wasn't fit, Yeah. So I tell you what, let's park this argument until after the meeting with Pochettino, with Angie this week, and then we'll resume it when we see what the future for Harry Kane is.
Yeah, and also Argentina's team has got a lot of star players. It's
Absolutely.
not just Messi. They've got some fantastic footballers.
I understand that, but the World Cup, But that World Cup, Messi did drag them over the line. When you look at Ronaldo, when you look at Bale, they've won, they've turned up for those big games and got their team to win. So that's what I'm saying. That's what the big players do, and that's what they will be remembered for.
So you're saying Harry Kane isn't a big player?
I'm saying
basically
he
what you're
needs to. No. I think he's a fantastic player. But if he's got ambition, he'll want to. He should, in my opinion, go and prove that he can win those trophies. Because I feel like unless he wins those trophies, then he's only going to ever be remembered for scoring goals, and that's it. And that's not like the career that he should have as an elite footballer. It should be to push on to do those things, to be remembered for those trophies as well.
Well, he's only 29 years of age, mate. He's plenty of time left.
Yeah, I mean, look, I look at Gary Lineker. He only won one English trophy in his career in England, and he played for Everton, who were winning everything at the time, and he won that.
Gascoigne's the same.
Yeah, Paul Gascoigne was the same. Chris Waddle, Chrissy Waddle never won a trophy in England.
With Spurs,
won nothing at all in England in his whole England career, in his whole English football career, for any club he played for in England. So you've got other big players that haven't won nothing. Gary Mabbott.
When you look at the big players, Gareth Bale, Modric, Teddy Sheringham, they all went off to win stuff, right?
It doesn't mean.
So you could use the opposite. What I'm trying to say, there's counter argument for the argument that you're also having.
Yeah, I mean, look, I look, for me, Harry Kane is a once in a generation striker. We'll never see the like of him again. For us, I've always described Harry Kane as our Jimmy Greaves, and Phillips had the luxury of seeing both of them in playing. And it's pissing with rain outside. I didn't think it was going to rain today.
Not raining here.
Anyway. Raining here in Wexford, anyway. Look, and he is that. Look, I can understand what Mia's trying to say. I'll get both sides of the argument because but maybe he's happy at Tottenham. Maybe he considers. Maybe it's his ambition to win something with Tottenham, and
yeah, definitely.
And maybe, I mean, I don't think it was him that engineered the move to Man City 2 years ago. I think that was Charlie Kane.
Yeah.
I really do. And I think Charlie Kane is a problem. I think Charlie Kane is the instigator. All Harry's got to do is come out, I don't want to leave. One simple tweet or one simple message, I don't want to leave Tottenham Hotspur. Yeah. But I get what Mia's saying.
Yeah. I think Charlie Kane used the uncertainty about the Spurs managerial situation 2 years ago to his advantage there. Yeah.
But I get what Mia's saying also. I get what you're saying, Philip, but also in the balance of the argument, I get what Mia's saying. But I still use the argument. You look at Glenn Hoddle, you look at when he was playing, he was in a team that went down. So you could probably, in that sort of thing, if what Mia said, you called that team a bunch of losers, but they came back up the following season and they went on to have success. Players will get success. It only takes is a bit of luck in these cup games. We're never going to win the Premier League because we're not good enough to win the Premier League. But to win a cup game, we just need a bit of luck, and we haven't had the rub of the green. We've been to semi-finals, we've been to final, and you just can't blame Harry Kane or the players. You can blame the manager, Pochettino. Mistakes.
Of course. I've said that all along, though. I've said that all along. It's the manager and the players. I've never said that's not the case.
I never said that, but the point I'm making is Pochettino played Sonny at left wing back against Chelsea in the semi-final. You don't play your best winger at left wing back. I mean, that's just mind-boggling. You don't start an injured Harry Kane in the Champions League final where you could play Mora up front. That got us there. So look, everyone's made a mistake, but to call Harry Kane ambitionless with no ambition, I think is a bit much. I don't
agree with that. If he doesn't move from Tottenham, he's ambitionless because we aren't going to win a big trophy anytime soon. And if he wants those big trophies, I think that he would want to move on. If Madrid come knocking and he said no, that just shows you the lack of ambition of the guy, if that happened. Or if it comes to next year and he doesn't sign, let's see where he goes and what he does. Because to me, that's going to show a lot about him, what he does. If he doesn't sign, he goes away next year on a free and he goes somewhere to see what he can achieve. Those big trophies are what matters. But Gareth Bale, is a big player who's won Champions Leagues, right? And he's won the leagues where he's been. He can say that. He can say, look, I won, and he helped them get a Champions League. So he can say, I scored an overhead kick that no one's ever going to forget in a Champions League final to win them that. Harry Kane, to me, needs to do that.
Mia, are you saying you've no faith in Postecoglou to bring a trophy to Spurs?
Not a big trophy, not a Champions League.
Define a big trophy. The Carabao Cup will do for me for starters. I don't care if it's a Carabao Cup or the FA Cup. It's a trophy.
I want any trophy, but Harry Kane should have his sights set on a fantastic player like Harry Kane should want to win leagues and Champions League.
But I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does. But he's loyal as well. He's a rare breed in football these days. But most footballers couldn't give a toss where they're playing as long as they get paid for it. Harry Kane is loyal, and that's a factor that should be applauded, not scorned.
Yeah, I agree.
Can I just read the super chat here? Big up, William Kelly. I hope you're doing well, brother. I can't wait to get my cockerel. So I'm looking forward to that. It will eventually wind its way down.
Get there.
It will eventually. At the moment, it's stuck in the pub in Leitrim at the moment, having a few pints again. And then it's going down to Cork, I think, or somewhere like that over the weekend. But it will eventually wind its way to Dublin and then down to Wexford. So I will eventually get it. And it will be pride of place behind me when we do shows. But big up with Nick Kelly, and I hope you and your partner and the young lad are doing very, very well. But he says to you, Mia, you really have an agenda against Kane. Why do you want Kane out of Spurs so much? Unbelievable.
That's not That's not what I'm saying. I think that you're misconstruing my words. You're hearing what you want to hear, because if you watch me and listen to me enough, I always praise Kane and say what a fantastic player he is. He is one of a kind. We can't replace him because there's no way for us to replace him, because he is so unique in what he does as a footballer. His footballing brain, his ability. However, if he didn't want to sign, I feel like we should get the money for him, because I feel like us losing out and not getting money for Harry Kane is absolutely criminal in my opinion, because he will basically go off and go on a free, which I don't think we should be allowing him to do. So it's nothing against Harry Kane at all, and my agenda isn't that I want Harry Kane out. That's not what I've said. I've said if he won't sign, then we should get rid of him, because I feel like that, not like I say, getting money for him is ridiculous. And what I've just said is that I feel like because of the quality of player he is, that's where he should be setting his heights high, because he's such a good player. So I don't understand how you can say that I've got an agenda. Everybody here, Philip knows me, Dermot knows me, and Eddie knows me very well, and they will tell you that I've never had any agenda against anybody. I'm a very logical person, and I can detach myself from a player. I don't have emotions. I can separate myself from it. And that's maybe why it comes off like I'm cold and I'm not the sort of person who's attached to him, but I respect him a hell of a lot as a footballer. Absolutely.
Right. So I'm just hearing rumblings from Kildare.
Yeah, but football's about emotion, right? You should have emotion when it comes to, I'm not relating to you, Mia. I'm just saying generally football is emotional.
Yeah, but it comes to the football, I do. But I do have emotions towards the football, but I don't get I can emotionally detach myself from players and see things differently, maybe. That's why I don't get emotionally so attached, because no player is above my club. That's how I see it. So I'm attached to the club, but not individuals.
But big up William Kelly anyway for the super chat, and I hope you are doing well, brother. It's really, really, really appreciated, and thank you so much. And I hope you're doing well, and get in touch. It's been a while since we've had a catch up, brother. So get in touch, sir. It'd be great to hear from you again. We've got Chris here. Big up, Chris. I love Chris's picture, by the way. That is cool. That is just fucking cool. And he says, and I'll start with you, Ellie, then I go to you, Philip, and then I go to you, Mia, and last one. Then I'll take it then after you, Mia. What if Kane goes to Man United, gets injured, but wins a trophy? Would he change that for ELP, English Premier League top scorer at Spurs? Look, very quickly, I'll just have my pizza and then I'll go to you, Ellie, and then Philip and you, Mia. Look, I don't think Harry Kane will leave Tottenham. A, because he's loyal. B, because everyone seems to forget he's got a very, very young family. his wife's pregnant again. So why would you want to uproot a very young family and move them to another continent or Manchester or someone like that? If you're settled and you've got the right family network around you, maybe his wife doesn't want to move. Maybe his wife is quite happy where she is. She's got a family around her. She's got the right network around her. So maybe there's other factions that has to be put into this, bar just Harry Kane as a footballer. You've got his family to think of. You've got his young children to think of. His wife's pregnant again. So maybe, there's other factions. Do you know what? Teddy Sheringham did it. He went to United, won trophies, came back to Spurs. Would he change that for an EPL top scorer at Spurs? I think Harry does want to win trophies, but I think he wants to win them at Spurs. That's my own opinion. I don't think United Spurs will sell them to United. But look, funny things have happened.
Can I just get in one point there? You know, you're saying Harry Kane is a young family and his wife's pregnant. If I remember correctly, when Jimmy Greaves moved to AC Milan back in 1961, right? His family didn't join him. He lived in a hotel for 6 months and he called it the most miserable 6 months of his life. I think if Harry Kane does go to Real Madrid, I don't think his family are going to join him because of pregnancy and what have you. So he'll probably end up staying in a hotel on his own. How is he going to cope after spending his entire life among family and friends, suddenly be out on his own at Madrid? It may not work for him. And I'm sure that's in his thinking if he's talking about going. I have read somewhere Harry does not want to go to the continent. So we'll have to wait and see. But I think he's a home bird and I think he's going to stay.
Yeah. Ellie, the question to you is, what if Kane goes to United, gets injured, but wins a trophy? Would he change that for an EPL top scorer at Spurs?
No, it's just because, right, to get the English Premier League top scorer at his home club, who he loves, will be much more important to him than just winning a trophy with another club, be it Man United or any other club, because at the end of the day, loyalty at a club. Look at Steve Perryman, what he did. He won 2 League Cups early on in his career. And then he went on to win bigger trophies like the FA Cup and the UEFA Cup.
He won 3 trophies, Ellie, in his first. He won a League Cup, UEFA Cup, and a League Cup, didn't he, in his first 3 years as a player? Yeah,
that's right. In 1974 as well, isn't it?
No, 71, 72, 73, runners up in 74.
Oh, right, yeah. Right, so, but what I'm getting at is because loyalty in football is very few and far between nowadays. To win that with the club that you love will be much more important to him, and how the fans would celebrate it as well. They look up to Harry Kane. All little kids are wearing his name on the back of their shirts because they admire him as a footballer, but they also admire him because their dads and their mums have told them how brilliant Harry Kane is. Before they even know what football is really. And then once they've grown up and they see, they look back and they say that Harry Kane was a fantastic player. He might not have won a trophy. Just like Matthew Letitia as well, who was a fabulous player. And he was held all around England and the world because he was a brilliant footballer. And so is Harry Kane.
Look. Yeah. Look, Philip, do you want your last word on this and Mia? Then we'll move on to our next banner then of what's happening at Spurs.
Well, I don't think that question. He's not going to go to Man United anyway, so I think that's a hypothetical question, really.
Yeah, it is.
Whether I change it for a top scorer at Spurs, I don't know. I mean, he'll always be remembered for being what he is at Spurs. Winning an FA Cup medal at United might just get lost in the wash over the years. So, we'll call it a halt on that one, I think. But he's staying anyway.
Mia, do you want to answer Chris's question before we move on?
There's different factors to what trophy it would be, how far into the season he was injured. So I don't think you can answer unless you know those specifics.
Yeah, well, if Kane goes to United and gets injured but wins a trophy, so if he gets injured and he wins...
Yeah, but it's got to be depending on what trophy. If it's a League Cup, probably no. But if it's But that's what I'm saying. But I feel like even a League Cup at Spurs, I feel like he'd want to move on and get a bigger cup. So I feel like a Premier League, Champions League, absolutely he would.
See, I disagree with you there, Mia, on that. On the league, a League Cup is as big, and the FA Cup are as big as trophies in the English game as the Premier League's the biggest trophy you can win in the English game. Then the FA Cup, then the League Cup. Winning a cup competition it's one of the biggest. You get a day out of Wembley, your family are there. But it's a big occasion, Mia.
I understand for us fans it is a big occasion.
No, okay, so
but
Robbie
think about
Keane,
hold on a sec. Let me just speak a second and explain why. Because if you think about it, in a cup run, it's all about, you don't know, it's like a bit of a luck of the draw. You can get a bit lucky with who you get to the cup. You can get a bit lucky with the rub of the green on the day on the cup. So them things are factors that are a bit more around luck, where when you win the Premier League, you've got to be consistent for all of those games to win the Premier League, which is a much harder feat to do than it is with a cup. So maybe a Premier League, obviously that is a really big thing to win a Premier League, man. Like, that's huge, isn't it? Let's be honest.
No, but you can say to Robbie Keane, who won a League Cup medal, who won a League Cup with us, our last player to win a trophy at Spurs. Would you call him? Would you say to him it wasn't a big trophy to win because he hasn't won anything? Would you say to Gary Lineker, who won an FA Cup with Tottenham back in '91,
but
he never won?
Yeah, but FA Cups and cups are good, and obviously there's nothing wrong with winning a cup. But I'm just saying that for me, a player like Harry Kane should be winning big cups like Premier Leagues. He should be winning those because he's such a fantastic player. That's the level I rate him at, and that shows how high a praise I feel that Harry Kane should have, is that he should be wanting to win those leagues.
Ellie looks like she's brooding down in the corner there, like you can see the thing.
It's not because I disrespect cups, and it's not because I don't want to win a cup. As a fan, I want to win anything, a cup, absolutely, any cup, 100%. But for, like I say, a player like Harry Kane, his sights should be set higher, absolutely, because he's a fantastic player.
Well, we will come back to that conversation again. I think that's been really good, actually. It's been a good 42 minutes of talking about Harry Kane. I didn't think that me putting that question in would get that much of a reaction. So I'm absolutely bowled over with that. Just a very quick question, guys, before we go to William Kelly. Big up William Kelly for the super chat as well. Thank you so much. Guys, just a very quick question about the League Cup and the FA Cup. Would you? I said Robbie Keane won a League Cup with Tottenham. Philip. Oh, Philip's gone again. He's probably going to look for his.
He's got to charge his battery.
Yeah, we'll park that question for another day anyway. William says Bale may have won trophies at Madrid, but his legacy is tarnished. There's no loyalty in everything, and Kane's loyalty will be honoured when Big Ange delivers. And I agree with that, William, 110%. I really do.
Disagree. How can you say he's tarnished when he can sit there and say all that he has won? And people still loved Bale when he come back. Who was anybody upset about Bale coming back? All of us were happy for him.
No, it's the Real Madrid fans booed Gareth Bale every time he came on the pitch.
But they were very harsh. They might have been harsh towards him, but he played and won them He helped win them Champions League, and they were very, very harsh towards Gareth.
He refused to learn Spanish. He refused to get involved.
He doesn't.
Locally.
He knows Spanish, but he didn't want to speak it in front of them because of the way they treated him.
Well, that's why. Maybe that's one of the reasons they treated him that way, because everyone likes to talk in their own language, you know.
But what I'm trying to say is that I don't think Gareth Bale will see his career as tarnished, and he can say he's won all those trophies. He's going to sit back as an old man and say, "Yeah, look at what I've won." Like, he's not going to worry about what the Madrid fans said about him, is he?
No, he's not. He's not. But I'm just saying, he's if you ask Gareth, who was their least favorite player to play for Real Madrid in the last 10 years, Gareth Bale. You know, whatever he's done. I mean, we loved him at Tottenham, rightly so. But you know. He was a divisive character in Madrid, absolutely divisive.
But I think that William Kelly's point was when he come, maybe his legacy's tarnished at Tottenham, maybe. But I don't feel like that's so at all.
I think what William's trying to say is his loyalty to like Real Madrid at the end, where he used to play for them. his loyalty. He only came back to us to get fit for the European Championships or the World
That's
Cup.
all, yeah.
That's all he did, because no other club would take him. That's the only reason Gareth Bale came back to us. He used us to get fit because no other club would take him. And that's the only reason he came
He
back.
scored 16 goals for us. He was very beneficial to us. He got us to the
He
Euro that
was.
season.
He was.
He came. He was injured as well, man. Like, I feel like you're being a bit harsh towards Gareth Bale coming back. I was happy to, and we had we didn't get to watch him either because obviously of COVID.
No,
so
I was happy to see him come back. I was very.
I was more than
I
was happy to see him come back as well.
It was Jose who didn't really want him to play like most of the matches.
Hello. That's the anyway. But look, we will get, and then Kate then with a big up William for the super chat, and Kate with another super chat as well. Big up, Kate. Thank you so much. She says Kane stays. He gets the statue better than the trophy. Well, we shall see. Tottenham don't like putting like trophies.
It's already got a mural already.
Yeah. Well, Tottenham don't like putting up statues, Ali, do they? And
well, they've got one in line. What I've heard, they're thinking of doing one for Billy Nick, which is fabulous. At last, I hope that is true.
Well, Eddie, how long have we been you me been saying this? And this? We've been saying this
over 40.
Yeah, but how long have we been saying it on this channel about a statue for Bill Nick?
Since day dot.
Since day dot, I know.
Yeah.
Anyway, big up, guy, and the big up Mia as well. And look, can I just say, Mia's very passionate about her. When she gets into a subject, she's very passionate. But Mia is a pussycat. She's a lovely, lovely lady, and the jewel in the Spurs crown. Because I just put it out there, Mia is lovely. She's passionate about what she speaks about, and we all are, as Philip is, as Ellie is, as I am. Yeah. But look, we all have a laugh at the end of the day.
Opinions.
It's opinions, and people have different opinions. Anyway, how's your electricity car getting on, Philip?
That was the phone call. My sister-in-law has just gone up to the church and asked the person to move their car. Oh, I have to keep an eye on it now. I'll have to go out and put a bollard down here to keep the space whenever they go. But,
anyway,
you've got your own bollard, Phil.
I'll find something.
You are the godfather.
I think Philip. Anyway, guys,
came down from heaven.
Can I just say about someone keeps saying, Ollie keeps saying the same thing. It's not because I'm stubborn. I'm actually quite open to listening to different opinions, because if I was stubborn, I would not want to listen to anybody else's opinion. I'm just able to argue my point because I'm very strong in my beliefs in what I do believe in, and I can have my mind changed, but I'm not stubborn. Actually, I will listen to other people.
Can I just state, there's two women in this world you do not piss off. That's an Irish woman and a Greek woman. I'm just putting it out there. Okay, I'm just putting it out there. Right. On that point, let's move on very quickly before I get killed by both or three of them. Longley. Now we said yesterday, Philip, that Longley, Moura, and Danjuma have gone back to their respective clubs.
Well, Moura's a free agent now, anyway.
Yeah, but this morning I got a text. So did you. You found it, but I read up the article and got a text from a source saying Spurs are putting a €5 million bid for Longley to come back. Yeah. Now Barcelona have to get rid of certain players before the 30th of
June. Yeah.
Now, I've always been a big admirer of Longley. I thought Longley did well for us when he played. I thought when he played in the centre with Romero, he kept him calm. He kept Romero calm. Whatever people may think of him, and I think he done well at Spurs. So I'm delighted that he could be coming back to Spurs. Philip, I'll start with you in this, then I'll go to you, Ellie, and then you, Mia. Philip, are you happy that Longley could become back to Spurs? Because I'm over the moon with this. I think he's a decent defender.
I was actually very surprised yesterday to hear the news that we'd let him go back to Barcelona. It came out of the blue, you know. Like, I know he's a divisive player. A lot of people don't like him, don't think he's good enough. I actually think he's done a good job. And I also think he's got a good range of passing as well for a centre-back, which is something, you know, we're going to need in the coming season. So, yeah, I mean, to get him for £5 or £6 million would be an absolute snip. And they can use Barcelona's financial problems to their advantage here and get him at a reduced rate. So, yeah, I mean, I'd be put it like this. It means if we got Laporte in as well, right, we'd have Romero, Laporte, and Longley as a main three at the back. And that, to me, is a good centre-back trio.
Yeah, guys. Anyone else want to? saying the Lenglet thing?
Yeah,
Or bring up
yeah,
Carl Simpson's
I
comment?
agree. I agree with Philip. His passing is brilliant, but I think he does need somebody else because Romero's last season
Yeah.
he was a bit rash, so he needs somebody to calm him down. If Laporte comes, because you know what it is, right? There's not many defenders who can bring the ball out as competently as Lenglet. He's just a bit suspect defensively on occasions against the bigger teams.
I don't think he is, Mia, Ellie.
I've watched him, and I think sometimes he can be caught out, especially against Aston Villa and especially against Man City away.
Yeah,
and there's been a few other games at Newcastle where they chipped it over him and he didn't recover quick enough. I think his pace lets him down. It's not his brain, because he has got a defensive brain. It's just his pace. He just can't get there. But if we bring in another pacey defender, I think he'll be all right because his passing is excellent. I must agree with Philip. His passing is on point.
It is. And Mia, look, you're a big Romero fan. I'm sure he's somewhere around your house hiding under a duvet or under a bed or behind the door. He's going to jump out at you at some point during the day. Do you think Lenglet did help calm Romero down? And would you be happy to see him back? And do you know, we did a big player profile on him before the start of last season. That Izan, who was part of the channel, did a player profile on him. So look, would you be happy? €5 million, not bad for a defender, is it? A good defender at that.
I'm in real two minds about it, to be honest with you, because I don't know if he will necessarily fit what Ange actually wants. But if Ange wants him, then I'm happy to say, okay, that's fine. If he wants him maybe as a backup, or a backup, because I just don't know if he's really going to work for what Ange would want. So it is a really difficult one for me. He's not awful, as in he's not awful, Dier and Sanchez awful, but he's also not good enough. I think that he looked good because they're so bad, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that might be part of it. And he's on big wages, and Barca need to get rid of him, and that's why they're really trying to push to get rid of him.
It's huge money at Barcelona.
I think he will suit Postecoglou's style, though.
I think he will.
His passing is quick and decisive, and he's very good at moving the ball, and he's good with running it with the ball as well, and picking out a really good pass.
Chris is right. They are looking for 10 to 12 million, but Spurs have put in a 5 million bid. So, and also Kate saying that Tottenham Hotspur set to make a 60 million bid for Crystal Palace in England international defender Mark A.G. Now, which I have
way high. He's a good player.
I'm waiting to hear back. I'm waiting to hear back on that from my source. So I will get. So Kate, let me keep giving me up, and I will get this off. Right, guys. Transfer talk time. Players that need to go. Right. So now we've got Dier because he needs to go. Now, this is another one. Philip told me about this morning, so I will get it up now. Bayern Munich are considering a bid for Hojbjerg. Now, before me and Ellie start crying into our cornflakes and Cocoa Pops and sort of looking at his name at the back of our shirts and just reminiscing of the Hojbjerg times and just gently stroke his shirt, praying that he won't go. For the non-Hojbjerg fans on the panel, who don't rate him as highly as me and Ellie do. I mean, Ellie, did you hear me praising him on Dave's channel yesterday?
Yeah, I did. Very good. PR man stroke too.
Oh, yeah. And look, I'll start with you in this, Mia. Hojbjerg. I just want a word, one answer. Keep or sell?
Sell.
Ellie, keep or sell?
Keep.
Philip, keep or sell?
Keep.
I'll keep. So Hojbjerg stays.
3-1. 3-1.
Eric Dier, Mia, keep or sell?
Sell.
Sell
Ellie?
him.
Philip?
Bring him to the nearest car boot sale and get a tenner for him.
Right. I'm going to go against a lot of you and say keep him.
Are you mad?
I'll tell you why. I'll explain why I'm
crazy.
Are you
saying.
running a temperature, Dermot?
Yeah.
Have you banged your head
Go and have a lie
recently?
down. Go and have a lie down.
Dermot, go to that big place, yeah, that says hospital. 'Cause I think you banged your head, mate. Sorry.
Let me tell you
Show
why.
your face around White Hart Lane.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Because we need a new car park attendants outside the ground. That's why we need them. Because he's very good at pointing at things. So that's why we need to keep him. Because he's
That's
going to
more
park.
like it.
Now, see, you all jump to the wrong conclusions a lot. There you go.
Oh,
Go to
I
the
don't
big.
even think he'll be good at that job. He'd probably get
No,
cars to
no.
crash.
Can I just say sell, by the way? But yeah, Mia
Yeah.
thinks I need to go to the local loony hospital. Anyway, now
You know what?
also,
To be honest with you, I wouldn't trust that guy with a goldfish. I think the goldfish, after like a couple of hours, be at the top of floating at the top of the bowl.
He'll try and escape. He'll jump
Now-
out.
now there is news coming. Sanchez has asked to leave the club, so Sanchez and the club are now officially looking for a new team for Sanchez. So Sanchez is going out the door. We all know about Hugo, about him leaving as well, wanting to leave. Now, Davis, guys. Now, for me, somebody said to me a while ago last season that Davis is a bit like our James Milner. He's dependable. Okay, he doesn't get it right all the time. He's not the best defender in the world, but he's committed. He's there. He will try his best. I'll start with you, Ellie, on this, and then I go to you, Mia. No, actually, I'll start with you, Mia, because we're doing a joint show. Sorry, Ellie, I'm not trying to put you last all the time. Please don't think that. Actually, I will start with you in case you have a go at me and bash me over the head with the club.
You're funny.
Davis, keep or sell, and is he like our James Milner? So try to keep it a short sort of answer.
I'm on the fence, but I would say keep.
Yeah.
The reason behind it is because, like you said, he's quite dependable. He's been very good the season before last under Conte. He stepped up. So if he can produce that sort of form, and we know he's got it in him to go a little bit extra than he shows. So I would say, yeah, keep, because he's a good squad player.
Yeah. Mia, look, I agree with Carl Simpson here. I would keep Davis. I think he's a bit like our James Milner, really, in a way. He's dependable. He's not the greatest defender in the world, but he's better than Sanchez and Dier. Would you agree with that, or would you agree with Ellie, like, just sell him, get him out of the club? I think Mia's gone to find. I think Mia's trying to go and find.
In the head.
No, I think Mia's trying to find Romero. So anyway, so we'll move on from them because our two co-hosts have left us alone, Ellie.
Yeah, ditched us.
Anyway, so let's hang on. Just say. Oh, okay, Mia, but back in a minute, and Philip's gone to find his car. Now, where is it? Yeah, here we go. With Sanchez, Ellie, wanting to move, is Angie the first manager to get rid of Deadwood? Look, for me, I think he is. I think he is going to try. I'll take them out for a minute, and then I'll bring them in once they come back.
Yeah.
I think, for me, Ellie, he is the first manager to probably get his way and actually get the Deadwood out. How do you think he's going to do it? But also, Ellie, do you think Levy's now listening that these players have to go if we want to win anything?
Well, if he isn't, he's a bit of an idiot, because basically we've seen so much dross from them. There's been the odd game here and there with Sanchez, like the Arsenal game when we beat them 3-0.
Yeah.
But it's like just an odd game here or there every season. And the rest has been quite tender. So, yeah, I think Ange has identified all the players that he wants out. And I reckon he'll push harder than any other manager to get rid of them, because he wants players that suit his style, right? It's a very aggressive, offensive style. So, I just feel that he's the man to get them out, because he's a strong man as well. And he won't take no shit from anybody.
Yeah. I mean, Philip, look, I was just talking about Ben Davies here, and also Sanchez, and would Ange be the first manager to get the Deadwood out? Do you know, I was saying to the girls, look, for me, Ben Davies has been a bit like our James Milner. He's not the greatest defender in the world, but he's dependable.
Yeah.
He tries better than the other Muppets we have in the back three.
Let's be calm back now. Yeah, I would actually keep Ben Davies.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that.
Do you know,
Yeah, I would keep Ben Davies as a squad player.
do you know what? For me, I feel like that we're not going to get rid of everybody this year. I feel like this summer, I feel like that we are going to have to be realistic. And I feel like if we're going to keep one, Ben Davies, out of Sanchez, Dier and Davies, surely we'd rather keep Davies, who's an overall slightly better backup player. Do you know what I'm saying?
I can give you the very latest on Sanchez if you guys want it. Davinson Sanchez has decided to leave the club this summer in search of a new experience. Talks are ongoing between his agents and Spurs to find him a new home. And you mentioned Harry Kane. You mentioned him 3 times, and Dave appears in the chat. Big up, Mr. Harris. Hope you're doing well this morning, brother. And hope you and the missus and everyone is okay. And please, everyone, get over to the Irish Hotspur and put like and subscribe and get them guys to 11K. Mia, look, I was just I saw this morning, right, and it got me thinking. Years ago, pre-season, right, it was always played around England, the little clubs, the non-league clubs, right, and there was always Tottenham always used to come down to Stevenage or St Albans near me and play Stevenage or St Albans and play Enfield Town. I think they used to play back in the day, didn't they, Ellie? Back in the time, or play like Crawley Town, or do you know what I mean? But now they're going over to Australia, Asia, Japan, Europe, America, South America. I know because of the commercial side of it and players that come from that country, and they try to get more into it. But do you feel, Mia, that the smaller clubs in England are losing out on the revenue, on extra revenue, just to help them get through that season? Because we've had a few clubs go to the wall, Mia. And should the bigger clubs, like the Premier League clubs, actually do more to help the lower league clubs, like with pre-season games and things like that?
Yeah, I think so. I think that we should do it so if they still want to do some of the pre-season over in, like you say, other countries and stuff, but I definitely feel like a percentage of them games should then be played over here, like you say, with those clubs to get them that money and that revenue. I think it's so important to do that, and that's definitely gone away. We've gone away from that, and it is a shame, because nobody wants to see any club going under, especially these clubs in the lower leagues, because it is just really sad, isn't it, to see that these clubs that have been around for hundreds of years go bust because they can't afford to keep going, you know. So yeah, I think it's true. I really do think we should do more.
I just want to say big up to James from Spurs Related. Big up, man. Hope you're doing well. Listen, we have to get you on the channel. I'd love to get you on here one time to talk to your Spurs. Please, everyone, get over to also the Spurs Related as well. And also, but please hit inscription here first.
I've met him, and he's a very tall lad.
Yeah. We don't really want to know about your nightly escapades, Ellie. Again.
He's massive.
Ellie is. There's a new TV show happening on Disney Plus. It's called Ellie's Nightly Escapades. So wherever that may take us.
Over 18s only.
Yeah, and there's a sequel. It's called Mia and the Romero drama. So, there's 2 shows to head up this summer if you're a bit bored.
Romero's
Mia's going to be a bit more steamy than mine.
I've just put the link in for you, James. So everybody go over and make sure you go to Spurs Related.
Yes.
Caption Grandma here says, if you combine Sanchez pace, Lenglet's pace, and Dier's strength, I don't know where Dier's strength is. I'm a bit sort of confused on that. You have a decent defender. Yeah, I suppose so. But big up Caption Grandma. I hope you're doing well. Philip, look, I was just saying to the girls there about pre-season tours now, and you and me sort of discussed this before we came on air,
Mm.
and it's look, we all know players have to go to, like, we're going to Asia because of Sunny, we're going to Canada, we're going to Australia because of Postecoglou. There's teams that go to America or South America, Europe. But back in the day, it was like Tottenham played Anfield Town, or Tottenham played Crawley Town, or Tottenham played, I don't know, Stevenage or St Albans City, my local team when I was a kid, non-league side. And then clubs would get bumper gates in because Tottenham are coming and the big players are coming. And we used to get extra revenue. And you used to help the club for the season, whatever. There's too many younger clubs non-league going to the wall. Do the Premier League clubs have to do more, Philip? And what do they need to do?
I don't think the Premier League clubs give a toss about the other clubs now, to be honest with you. I think the revenue has been lost by foreign tours rather than playing, but that's just been going on for a number of years now. It's not a new thing. But I think the biggest place where non-league clubs and lower division clubs lose out is getting players moving into the higher leagues. It's not happening too often now because of the amount of foreign players in the country. That an awful lot of young talent in England cannot make it beyond League Two or League One. Whereas before, back 20, 30 years ago, when there was no foreign players, there was a natural progression for a lot of players. It's not happening very much now. To make that move, you've got to be exceptionally good. And it's not happening too often. So I can take your point about the loss of revenue, but I mean, let's face it, money to the Premier League clubs don't care about Scarborough Town's bank balance or Accrington Stanley's bank balance. They care about their own balance. And going over to Australia and Thailand, where their huge fan base is, that's where the money is for the club, and that's all they care about. It's dog eat dog. I'm afraid it's not right. It should be. No. You'd hope that the lower leagues will survive, but the big teams don't really care.
No. And listen, just before we go to Ellie and this, please hang on, let me take that off there. Please, whatever you're doing, hit the subscription button on our channel. Please pick up your memberships. They're only $2.99. As I said, we're cheaper than Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus. You get more for your buck. And also, please hit a like and subscription button on Mia's channel as well, and pick up her Patreon as well. But on our channel, please do a Hojbjerg. I want to say thanks. I want to say
as well.
Yeah, I'm going to do that in a minute. But look, the likes do help with our algorithm. It helps with our algorithm. It helps pushing this out to more people, for us to go up that ladder. We are on the march to 2K. So come on, let's get there before the middle of. Let's see can we put a bit dent in it before the start of next season, and let's see can we get there before Christmas next year. Let's get to 2K. Come on. We can do it. We know we can. And let's see, can we get Mia up to 1,000 before the start of the season? It can be done. Right. Yeah, Philip, you're on about the competition. So let me get Mia, you wanted to say something first. Go on. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say on my channel, make sure you smash it like Romero.
Yeah, there you go. You must send me, you actually must send me that video so I can put it up when I'm doing ours. I'll do yours as well, Mia.
The only difference, Hojbjerg wins it clean, and
but I
checks out the man.
Listen, I'm not complaining. I like it dirty.
No,
it's fine.
We all know
that's lovely weather we're having, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Philip, how's your car getting on anyway?
Yeah, it's just back now. Actually, I have enough mileage, so I'm grand.
There you go. Anyway,
right. What was I going to say there?
We have a brilliant prize to give you all. It is 100% pucker, genuine, not a Del Boy out of the back of a suitcase shirt. This is not one that we printed down in Boise's garage and Ellie's not around the corner with Rodney trying to flog these out for $2.99. You know, Amir's back at the flat with Grandad trying to tell them to turn one of his tellies off. We have a genuine 100% guaranteed Emerson Royale shirt. And Philip, take it away, sir.
Right, it's a genuine Emerson Royale shirt, not bought from Trotters Independent Traders either. And the way you can win it is answer a simple question, which is, who was the manager of Spurs in the double year of 1960 to 61? Put your answers on a super chat of £2 or more, if you like. And everybody that does a super chat with the correct answer, or any answer really, we're not too pushed to put the answer, will be announced into the draw, which will take place in 3.5 weeks' time. Now, next week, one of the other panel members is going to submit another question, and we're going to change the question every week. So
you want to put the question into the chat. And how do they get into the competition, Philip?
They do a super chat of £2, €2, or the equivalent thereof. Put their answer on a super chat, send it in to us, and we list them all and put them all into a hat. And the money that we raise will be going to a charity of our choice, with proof of payment displayed on the channel as soon as we've made it.
Yeah, and we'll be doing that. We actually we'll do it live on air, so we prove that it's going to where it's going. So that's one of the things we are doing. I've got a little bit of breaking news, guys. So, Carl, you still haven't caught me out today. Still haven't caught me out yet. Right. All right. Where was I going? Oh yeah, breaking news. I'm waiting for it. I'm just waiting for a bit of comeback on the question I've just asked. But this is Hojbjerg news, by the way. So this is quite big news. Big up. He says, just going through there. Ellie, pre-season. Should Premier League clubs do more to help the lower league clubs? Or is the football pyramid, as it is, broken?
Do you know what? They could make a date in their calendar. It's so easy to come back from their trips and play one friendly game before the season starts, instead of sending the players off on another summer trip that they don't really need before the season starts. So they can do it. It's whether they have the courage to do it, or the kindness out of their heart. It just seems like dog eats dog these days. Like Philip said, it's like it's not good what's happening, and then there needs to be some voices made in the right quarters, so that these other clubs, they should make some noise. Pick themselves up and say, look, help us out down here. We're dying.
Yeah. Very quickly, Philip, I know you need to pop off. I know, because you have to go and find Barney Robble to go and help you pick up your car and run with it down the road. The Irish HOTSPUR, big up, Dave says, the Godfather and Domatron, are you ready for Ireland, the game tonight? The biggest game for us in years.
Yeah, I'm not confident tonight now. I'm telling you, I'm not confident. I think this might be too good for us.
I've already been playing my Jack's Army LP this morning. Do you know? I've been there. Give us the last Jack that's been playing as well. Do you know what I mean?
There's no point in asking the ladies who they want to win, so we better keep that one.
Yeah, who you lot got tonight across the water from us?
We've got Malta.
Wow.
Yeah, away.
Tonight, so I'm looking for a Malta win and an Ireland win. There you go.
Yeah.
€2 win double.
No, I'm looking for Harry Kane to score a hat trick.
On that point, goodbye, Philip.
See you later.
See you, Philip.
I've just been expelled for that.
He's gone. I think he's going to go and crush that wedding, Clement.
And that's what he's trying to. I think I was joking. I better say to Philip, I was joking. I hope he knows I was joking.
Greece versus Ireland.
Yeah. Why is it Ireland? Why is the Ireland game so big? It's because if we win tonight, I think it would put us a good chance to get into the playoff places.
You're not going to win against Greece, mate. No chance.
Yeah, because Greece is second. But you know what? There's only been 2 games played by most teams, and one by Greece and one by Ireland. So, it's anybody's really.
Yeah, and we only just lost to France, by the way.
Yeah. You lost 1-0, didn't you?
Yeah. Matthew says, my country is India. What should I do?
Oh, no. Well...
Don't support Ireland, Matthew. That's what I would say.
Support Ireland.
Support Greece. Support the Greeks, because don't forget Bostogog.
She's taking it.
You all have to get behind our manager, mate. All have to get behind our manager, who's Greek. So 2 can play out that game.
Yeah,
2 can play out that game. So we'll have to.
You never beat the Greeks.
Right. Okay. Do you not want a bit of breaking news?
Yeah, go on
Go
then.
on then.
Okay, shall I run the banner? Hang on. Right, I told you earlier about Mr. Hojbjerg. Well, there are 3 clubs interested in Hojbjerg this summer. One of them is Dortmund, and the other 2 are Bayern Munich and Inter Milan. So
Wow.
they are 3 clubs that are currently looking at Mr. Hojbjerg. So Mia and Ellie, what do you reckon that?
Let it go, let him go.
Shut up. Can we put a muzzle on Mia?
Mate,
Yeah,
I think I'm
on
sorry.
Hojbjerg, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No,
We need the money.
No,
Actually
because
not.
you're not going to generate that much money for him. What, 30 million if you're maybe 40 if you're lucky? No more than that. But the thing is, it's not about the money. It's about what he can bring to a team,
Yeah.
right? And he brings a lot. All right, you know, contrary to belief, he's a very good passer of the ball, right? That's one thing I must say. And he's very good at winning the ball back. And in any team, you need a player to win the ball back. You can't have all ball playing players. And also the type of game Ange plays is very quick. Sometimes you need to slow it down a little bit as well, you know. But Hojbjerg doesn't always get the praise that he deserves. And you know that. He gets a lot of stick and he shouldn't. Because he brings a lot to the game.
I said it the other day, Ellie, and I think you've said it as well.
Yeah.
And I did get slight criticism for saying it, but I'm going to say it anyway. Some of his passing, it's a bit like Glenn Hoddle's passing back in the day. I mean, do you remember that 170-yard pass he made to Harry Kane during the season?
Yeah.
I don't know who was. Do you know? And me and Ellie.
So many passes he's done that are brilliant.
Yeah. Me and Ellie are diehard Hojbjerg fans. We're in the Hojbjerg fan club. And we love Hojbjerg. We look at his shirt at night. Ellie kisses his shirt at night and sleeps with it. I look at it and stroke it before I go to sleep. You know, stroke the Hojbjerg name, you know, his number, and just, you know, he's our guy. He's our man. He's our Graham Roberts of our team. He's there. He puts the boot in. He gets the crowd going. But you're not really that big of a Hojbjerg fan, are you?
No, I just think that whilst he has got those passes, it's I don't know. I know what you're going to say, Ellie, about he had the most forward passes and the statistics and blah blah. But for me, he doesn't turn up often enough. He doesn't turn up in many a game. So those statistics are, to me, not consistent enough. I think that he's not quick enough for what Ange would want. And I feel like that someone like Papas Matasar is very good at winning the ball back. He's just very young and needs more coaching. And I think that he's got an engine and legs, and he's more suited than what someone like Hojbjerg is actually.
I disagree that Pape Sarr can do what Hojbjerg. He's not strong enough, the boy. He's not strong enough. Maybe in 3-4 seasons when he's become a real man, maybe, but not at the moment.
No, nobody is letting us know. This is Hojbjerg. This is a Hojbjerg channel. Hojbjerg is our man.
We support a team, not a player, people. Don't forget we're Tottenham. We're not Hojbjerg FC or any other player FC.
I'll bring the balance, right? He's not the greatest footballer. We all know that.
Yeah.
But he can bring an energy, and then he can bring really good winning the ball back is very important in football. And when you're pressing, you do need a player that's going to get stuck in like he will.
Yeah. Look, this is Hojbjerg FC. I don't care what anyone says. Hojbjerg is my man. So there you go.
That does not represent the views of Spurs between the lines, just saying.
Oh dear. You know, this could end up in court with me and Mia. Yes. Now, my lord, a Spurs between the lines. Anyway, Kate says, on this day in 1983, Tottenham announced moves to float shares on the club on the stock exchange, becoming the first club to do so. That ended up well, didn't it? Nearly ended up going bankrupt.
No.
But big up Ivan Scholar for nearly ruining our club. Fair play to you. Idiot. That's Ivan Scholar, not anybody else. I'm calling him an idiot. Ivan Scholar was. Jim Boxwell, big up, Jim. Yeah, well, you're in the hat, but you vented again. But thank you so much for the super chat. And
Thank you.
Look, me and me
Jim Boxall.
put the funniest person. Who do you think managed the 61 double inside? And we'll pick a winner before the end of the show, which will be two.
Yeah.
We've had some crackers, I have to say. Carl Saints, what you're stroking, Dermot? Oh, for fuck's sake.
The furry ball. Have you seen Get Me to the Greek where they stroke the furry ball?
Yeah. Stroke the fairy wall. Stroke the fairy wall.
Yeah,
That's so
Mason
funny.
Greenwood will be playing for United next season. What the hell is this? No, he will not be coming to Tottenham next season. We'll be playing for United next season. What the hell is this? I don't know. Don't care what United do.
Yeah.
They haven't been the same since they haven't been the same since Fergie left. Kate saying, so you're the two members of the PhD fan club. Yeah.
Yeah, we're the only two.
Ellie's the founding member.
Us. That's all he needs, isn't it, Dermot? That's all he needs.
Yeah. Tottenham Forever, big up. Please get over to their channel as well. Question to all: if Hojbjerg leaves, who do you want in if he goes? No one, because he's not going. Me and Ellie are going to go down and handcuff him to the stadium. He ain't going nowhere.
On a serious note, though, we have got too many midfielders and too many similar ones, so we do need to sort of sort that out and get rid of some. Absolutely.
No, seriously though, that is a very good point, Mia. Well, Winks is going. Winky's winking his way out of the stadium. Would you guys sell Basuma?
No, absolutely not.
Right,
no.
Let's go through the list of the midfielders. Right,
Mia. Yeah, okay.
All right, Basuma, keep or sell?
Keep.
Bentancur, keep or sell?
Keep.
Winks, keep or sell?
Sell.
Hojbjerg, keep,
sell.
Sell. Okay. And who's the other one? Who's our
We've got Lo Celso, we've got Skip, we've got Ndombele coming back.
Okay, so what do you do with Skip? What do you do with the rest? Do you sell the rest of them?
I would, because Ndombele's on too much money, so I doubt we're going to be able to sell him. But sell Lo Celso, and I think Skip will have to be like a backup player.
Ellie?
I'm going to be a little bit controversial. I think we should keep Lo Celso, right? Mainly because I think he's a really good player. He just needs the right type of manager, and I think Postecoglou's that one who's going to get the best out of him. Because look,
hang on,
when
Ellie,
you hear Messi say that he's a fantastic player to have around.
Hang on, Ellie. You want to keep Lo Celso. For the whole of last season, you've been saying, get that man out of my club. Get rid of him. Now you've changed. Why have you changed him? What attitude?
He's got a bit of an attitude. I've heard it around the club that he's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah,
but I think Postecoglou will take that chip off his shoulder, toss it aside, and bring the player that we all saw when he first came. Because we all was raving about him early doors, right? And then he just went to pot.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think we can revive his career.
And we've got Sarr as well, so I'd keep Sarr, because if we're going to play a 3-man midfield, but we need someone maybe who's more creative. So I don't know, but I would probably keep Sarr and Skip, and Ndombele is going to have to say. So maybe we do need to sell Skip or send Sarr on a loan. That's the only thing I can think of.
So would you keep Lo Celso and Mr. Burger King? Do you think they might fit into a Postecoglou system?
No. Ndombele, the only reason he's going to stay is because we can't let him go because of the money. I don't think we really want him to stay, but Lo Celso has to go because we can get good money. Because we get money for him and money for Hojbjerg, that's extra money to be able to buy somebody else. You know, I feel like that's money towards another player that we could get. And if we sell Winks, we sell all the other players, we could have a bit more money towards to get a creative midfielder and maybe get a younger like a Divine to come in as well. Because don't forget, we have got Alfie Divine.
Yeah, that's true.
I think we can engineer another loan deal for Ndombele. It's not out of the question. Just put it.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. Just got a few things to go through, guys. We've got Kate saying, Kane, big up Kate, and big up everyone who sent the super chats. We will thank you all at the end of the stream in a minute. Kane stays, he gets the statue better than the trophy. Exactly, Kate. And
really? Better than the trophy? Oh,
don't start Mia off again, please. Don't start Mia off again, please.
I think
keep
we
her
could
calm.
put Mia to
Keep
work
her
on
calm.
the sculptor, haven't we?
Jim's saying Bill Nicholson for the question. Maybe right, maybe wrong, but you entered in the competition. And Matthew has sent us a super sticker. What's he sent us, guys? He has sent us a look. He's sending a pair. Look at herself in the mirror. Said thanks for being you. Well, thank you for being you, and thank you to everyone that comes into our shows and helps us and gets us above. We really do appreciate it all, guys. We're going to end off there. Where can we, Mia, do you want to quickly plug your channel very quickly before, if there's any more? Oh, okay, yes. Yeah, quickly plug your channel, and then we've got a few more chats to go through, and then we'll end off there.
No worries. Yeah, Spurs Between the Lines. If you don't know, then give your head a wobble. Go over, subscribe. I've hit my 500, but now I'm pushing, obviously, to get that to 600 is my next target. So I'd be very, very grateful if you could all go over there. I just did a video with Flav from the Fighting Clock. So if you don't want to be bored, if you're bored and you want something to watch, then go over and give that a watch, because it was a really good laugh with him. So yeah, go and watch that.
As you can see, me and Ellie were giving our heads a wobble when me and were saying that. You see, we do that all the time. You don't even. Yeah, you don't even thank us for wobbling our heads when you say give your head a wobble.
No, because Joe, why? Because you need to give your head a wobble after some of the comments that you make.
Yeah. I like what Brad said about Harry Kane. He said he doesn't want to cheat on his wife.
Oh, yeah, that was a funny comment. That was.
He goes, why would he want to cheat on his wife?
Exactly. Hang on. I got another bit of breaking.
Another bit of breaking news. You're going to do the Hojbjerg thing?
Right. Tottenham and Barca will discuss in the next stage. The long lay will be discussed. Understand, Spurs have two more names in the list for the left-footed centre-back, but long lay remains among the options. Barca, especially Xavi, also appreciates Lo Celso also. So there is news that it's coming out that Barcelona could be looking. I want to say a massive big thank you to William Kelly, Kate as well, Jim, and Matthew for the super chats and the super stickers. Everyone, please get over to Spurs Between the Lines. But whatever you do, hit a like and subscription here first. Let's get to 2K, and we've got Spurs related. Thank you so much, Jim. And we've got Carl saying, do you think the cock will? Oh, for fuck's sake.
He didn't even write that. He wrote clock.
He put clock, and
he actually put clock this time.
On that bombshell.
And also thank you to Andonis, because he's an Australian Greek. Good man.
Yeah,
big man. He said,
the Australian Greek.
Thanks for a great show. Dermot Elimir is the one. Yeah. I cannot believe I've just done that.
Neither can I.
Yeah. Dermo, your mind is in the grave.
It is. You're always going to get caught, Dermot, so you might as well give
Yes, but it's because he didn't even write that word. He wrote the actual word, is why I'm baffled by it.
But
unbelievable, Jeff.
It's called being dyslexic. It doesn't work. That's my excuse. We've got Hod says, Carl says I didn't even say it. Matthew says dirty mind. Dermo, go and wash your mouth.
Yeah,
exactly.
Not cock. Taxi Car Simpson question. Good show. Thank you for keeping me entertained. Yeah. Well, on that point now, I'm going now to go to confessions.
Forgive me, Lord,
I might be gone a while because there might be a few bits to get up. But listen, big up to everyone who's came in. Big up to the Irish guys tonight. Come on, let's beat Greece. Let's get them for Monday.
Come on, the Greeks. Come on, the Greeks. Let's go.
Right. On that point, thank you all for
Thank you all for watching, and you'll definitely go and support Greece.
Yes, Greeks, come on, souvlaki.
Come on.
Kioftedis.
On that bombshell, come on, you.
Uzo. We've got to have the Uzo.
On that bombshell, come on, you Spurs in
Hello
Asian.
there.